Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Top Gear Philippines Magazine podcast. And the full crew is back today. We have Anton here again.
Welcome back, Anton.
Yes.
All right, so let's get this started.
So I think we start with the news, no? Anton spotted something interesting, and he wrote about it already. It's
Yeah,
Patrol.
it's literally big news because patrols are big. The Patrol Pro 4X, Patrol Pro 4X just came out in the Middle East. And that opens up the possibility of it coming to the Philippines because before the Patrol 4X, it was just the Armada Pro 4X. Now, yes, they're exactly the same SUVs, just without the ugly DOT side markers that's required for US vehicles.
How many do we have those side markers here?
Thankfully, we don't.
For some vehicles,
Yeah, only the US markets get the ugly side markers. but at
required,
least-
apparently.
So the news of Nissan's death is greatly exaggerated.
Okay, that's another topic for another day. That's probably going to last for an hour. But
So what makes it a Pro 4X?
okay, so it's got beefier suspension. It still retains the air suspension arrangement, and you can extend it to 244 mm.
My brain doesn't work. How big is that?
It's over 9 inches. It's over 9 inches off the ground.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So, like, to give people an example, what's the ground clearance on a Raptor?
Raptor's about 240 thereabouts.
So it's taller than a Raptor.
yes, ever so slightly taller than a Raptor.
And the Raptor has chunkier looking tires.
Yes.
and wheels.
Although this is on 20-inch alloys with all-terrain tires.
20-inch and all-terrain is kind
But it
of...
doesn't have the BF Good, the big ass.
It doesn't. So it's okay, but the thing is, the Raptor's like a totally different thing. It's
Yeah.
for like high-speed driving on like sand dunes. This is more of like a proper trail package for the Patrol. So there's a good chance it might be sold outside of the Middle East, and we're keeping our fingers crossed on that.
At least there's hope.
Yes.
Because just a few months after the global launch, it was announced we were getting it here.
Yes.
And speaking of the Patrol, Nikki's getting it in a few weeks from now.
That's
so
good, that's good.
So we
supposed to
should
be
drag
exciting.
him from Laguna to.
And then we'll see if it does look good with the Pro 4X. We want the Pro 4X treatment.
It looks good. I saw the photos a while ago.
Yeah.
So the Patrol Pro it's such a
It's
tongue twister.
convoluted.
Patrol Pro 4X. Other than that, and of course different body kit. Anything else different?
It's got more, different suspension arrangement, unique exterior interior bits.
Protection?
Yeah, it's got real skid
Underbody.
plates.
Okay.
It's got real skid plates.
Deans, you haven't seen this, no? The Patrol in person.
Not yet. In person?
Yeah.
The launch.
Yes. We're all there.
But speaking of Nissan and survival,
Oh, yeah, you were
we had
there.
dinner with the new Nissan president in the Philippines.
What's his name?
Meet the
Sorry.
dinner. Masao Tsutsumi.
Okay.
And he just hosted dinner and said, we're here to stay,
Yeah.
basically, to allay fears about Nissan. And they just, I think the word used was fat. They were fat. And they needed this trim weight, which
Yeah.
sounds, and starting next year, they're going to have 3 launches a year.
Okay. So that's how many cars? I read your article. How many
10
cars?
to 12 the
Yeah,
next 3
10 to
years.
12.
And most likely, Terra and Navara will be there, diba? So
Yeah.
that's going to be big.
Patrol Pro 4X.
Hopefully.
And I saw the new Leaf was out, and it looks interesting. It looks
good.
it's a crossover now.
Yeah.
It's a coupe crossover.
It's got the it has the redesign and the overhaul that it's badly deserved. Not needed, deserved. Like it's one of the OGs, and finally it's got a proper new generation.
It's a reboot.
Yeah. Did the Leaf in the Philippines ever come out with CCS2 charging?
No. Nikki actually drove the Leaf a few months ago,
no.
and the angle for it was, is it still a good EV in 2025? And the outright answer is, it's hard because it has a different charger. The Chademas are really hard.
Oh.
Yes.
Although Nissan's done some cool stuff with the Chademo chargers. Like they brought it to a typhoon hit area and it acted like a generator.
Yeah.
That's
But like for everyday use, kasi you have
Yeah.
all of the chargers are CCS2s. I've driven a few EVs recently, and thankfully all of them are CCS2s.
so. What EV did you drive recently?
Wait, are we there?
Sorry.
Are we there? Oh my god.
Are we going to go there?
Oh god.
I'm just gonna add it to the list. But
Sige. Later, let's talk about that because
Okay.
that's spicy.
and this one's not so spicy. Well, it depends who you're looking at. No, this next set of news, it's not so spicy, but it did seem scammy until we realized, okay, it's a government website, May Huli Ka website.
Scammy is the word.
No, it's definitely it's not scammy, diba? But it does just look at it's a little bit of sense of humor on the part of the MMDA. May Huli Ka.
Yeah.
Diba? So,
Has anyone tried it?
I haven't.
I only checked it out. I didn't bother putting my plates in because I haven't driven my car in Metro Manila in a while. So
Well, I was about to try checking it out, but in addition to plates, you have to put in your MV number
Oo nga,
from your CR.
when I saw that, parang,
you have to pull out your CR pa kasi.
Yeah. And
Charles, subukan mo yung sa kotse mo. Meron yan.
but no, why not just the plate?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe
Honestly,
Kasi-
Maybe
Ah.
two-step verification?
no, I think
for security reasons.
I think it makes sense because that means I can't just input your plate
Yeah.
number. I see you on the road, input your plate number, and get to see your data. Diba?
Tama.
All the data it's supposed to show is kung may huli ka.
Yeah, but that's also like personal data in a
Yeah, that
sense.
kind of makes sense. I get it now. It's
get it. I get it.
For security reasons. Kasi dati, diba, the LTO text messaging, you can just do it for any car, diba? Pero at least so when you buy a new vehicle, like I mean, if you buy a second hand,
Yeah.
pwede mo gawin yun sa May Huli Ka.
Actually, my problem with my Huli Ka is I just wish it was integrated in the LTMS. Because the LTMS has your violations on it.
Actually,
So I just hope na maybe one day they talk.
they're developing an app.
Yeah.
As a dedicated app for that. So hopefully maybe then mas madali yung integration of data. I'm not sure.
But it should, because LTMS is basically the central database. MMDA NCAP is specifically MMDA, but they pass that data along when you renew your license. So, well, we'll see. Secretary Dizon, if you are listening, this is something that would solve a lot of
idea.
our problems.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the news. Let's talk about what we are driving this week. First, Anton, you had an interesting car.
Yes, I had a BYD E-Max 7, the top-of-the-line model. And
It's fully electric, diba?
yeah, it's a fully electric MPV. It's the length, at least, of a Xenix, or close to the length of a Xenix. But it doesn't look it because it looks like an egg. And my test unit was white.
It does look like that.
And I remembered a couple of things about it. No, something you should know about the EMAX 7 is it's not like a dedicated EV. It actually started out as an ICE.
Yeah.
It had a 1.5 liter turbo at first, and then when BYD went all out in electrification, that's when they added the EV powertrain. And in China and in some select in Thailand, I think, I'm not too sure, there's even a DMI version. So
Isn't the DMI something that would be interesting?
Yeah.
I really want to ask BYD actually, why not
The
the
DMI.
DMI? Because, the MPV market is, I mean, it's a bit conservative. They love their diesels. Look at the Innova. I mean, the Xenix, thankfully, it's gaining traction. But, it's still like, oh, kamusta range yan? And a common question I've been getting about it was, how is it when it's fully loaded? I mean, yes, there's no doubt about EVs, delivering strong performance. And, the EMAX 7 does. But I'm curious how extra payload affects battery range.
So you tested it. How was its range?
I started out with about 500 kilometers.
500 kilometers?
Well, that's what was displayed.
But that's a lot.
That's almost 100% basically, no?
yeah,
Charging.
I got it with about 92, 93%.
Oh, that's good.
That's a good number.
Yeah.
500 kilometers is like Tesla Model Y levels.
Yeah, and drove it around for a bit, a good chunk, going to play school, traffic sa metro, etc. And by the time BYD got it back, at about, give or take, I lost about 30% of charge. So just driving around traffic, going up Antipolo, down Antipolo, babad sa traffic.
How many days did you have it?
1 week.
That's
So 30% in a week.
pretty.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's shockingly good.
Admittedly, I'm a bit skeptical about the EMAX 7, but if its range is as good as you say it is, maybe it's not. I shouldn't be shooting it down out there.
Because
Okay.
that range is, you have to remember, like an iX3, and it's a bit older, but it's got
Yeah,
only
yeah.
like 350 kilometers of
Yeah.
range.
Okay, so good points about it. It's pretty space efficient, at least in the passenger area. I'll get to the cargo area a little bit. Passenger area, it's pretty space efficient. Lots of glass area. Surprisingly, the aircon's actually cold despite being surrounded. Basically have a fishbowl for a roof. But the AC was still pretty cold. Its target market won't care about its driving dynamics, but it has sort of the similar problem to the Seal 5, but not to the same extent. Na
Okay.
It's just a little too soft,
Yeah.
and it couldn't lay down the power.
Oh, that's surprising. It's an
Yeah.
EV. What do you mean? So it had a hard time.
No, if the road is slightly damp, there is wheel spin, and the traction control works over time. So two things I'm curious about is how is it when it's fully loaded? How will it affect range, and how will it affect handling? Because when you're loaded up, syempre the nose is going to pitch up.
Yeah.
So I'm curious,
Is it
how it
front wheel drive?
it's front wheel drive.
It is.
okay.
So that was one thing. Chassis needs more fine tuning. Needs better body control kasi
Yeah.
baka masisik because it kind of rode like a boat.
Okay.
Baka masisik yung mga tao or makarsik yung mga tao sa loob. The second would be the cargo space behind the third row. My daughter's stroller barely fitted, just about fit.
Saan?
So cargo area?
Yeah, cargo
a big
area.
car.
Behind the third row.
Behind the.
With the third row up.
Wait, that's pretty good.
No, but
It wouldn't fit in an Innova with the
Some-
third row up. Third row
might.
folded up or third row
Like up.
in place, yeah. Third row in place.
Some SUVs have a lot of space sa likod eh. Enough for you
behind
to
the third row. Yeah.
like even luggage.
But
Like
that's
the
big.
luggage.
Okay, the reason why the cargo space behind the third row was pretty small is because they put it all for the passengers. Because the third row is actually not bad.
Okay.
Actually.
Yeah.
So dun napunta yung ano. I mean, you have
Good compromise.
yeah, it's a good compromise.
But I haven't seen a car recently now with the third row folded up. Now you could still put stuff in the back because I think most brands have moved their third row so far back. Now there's nothing unless you fold the seats
Yung
down.
Terra namin, I remember, you can still put some stuff in the back.
Some.
Even
The
with-
Xenix actually.
Pero
Yun.
you can put, tanda mo yung Custin. We shot
Well,
the Custin,
that's a
that's a
minivan.
minivan. But still, I mean, it's doable.
It's
but
doable, but this is a stroller.
this is a small egg.
It's a stroller, so that's
Yeah.
pretty impressive. So you're
It's our compact stroller.
yeah. So but the fact you didn't have to charge it clearly babies.
Yeah.
It babies can carry your family around. And the power is pretty good.
Yeah. It just needs to control the power and, just firm up the dampers just a little bit para lang hindi mahilo yung mga tao sa loob. But other than that,
Yeah, it's pretty good. And the fact actually that it's an EV sets it apart from everything else in the market.
yeah.
That's
The
true.
only one.
Ano lang talaga.
That's true.
We just need to know. Or maybe we can borrow it some other time. Let's do like a range test on it.
Yeah.
Lahat
Ayaw
ayaw
lahat
nakasakay.
sasakay
That would
with
be a good
luggage.
Sipin mo, bibigat
Baguio.
natin. To Baguio.
That might be optimistic.
Yeah, to Baguio. Dapat full charge pag alis ng
Yeah.
Metro Manila.
No, but technically it should.
It
Because
should.
550 is a lot. It's one of the
Tayong-
longest ranges
Tayong
I've seen.
apat plus si Charles. Tapos lahat ng iba nasa support car.
So interesting.
Yun ang real
If you
range
want us
test
to do
with
that,
luggage.
let us know.
Yeah.
Dibs ako sa front passenger seat. Ayaw ako sa likod.
No, but that's interesting because from a car with very impressive range, we move on to your car for the week.
God.
So what did you drive?
Oh God. This is good. This might preempt anything I'm ever going to write, but here goes. So I have the Vinfast VF3. So I was offered this car, then I offered it to the team. See, I don't know if it was Anton or si
I wanted
Dinzo.
to try it because I was wondering if I wonder if this can like for bleeps and giggles, can it be a family car? And then I realized I have the EMAX 7.
Yeah.
So
It is not. Like, parang may nagsabi sa akin na you have to try. Parang, try nyo naman yung VinFast. You have to experience it. I have experienced it, and going to the office today, just a quick story, it wouldn't start up. Literally. Naka-ready namin and all. We were up 6:15 a.m. Sabi namin, tara, agahan natin. So, nung Charles was in the driver's seat, nasa passenger seat ako. Tapos, supposedly, you unlock the car, you get in,
Drive.
it's an electric, you don't need to push anything. Just press the brakes and it just starts up. Kita mo naman may start up dun sa instrument cluster. Then it wouldn't. Tapos ako, bakit ayaw? Ano magagawa mo mali, Charles? Tapos,
Si Charles.
there was this logo na parang red na something I haven't seen before. And I've tried it out the past 2 days. Tapos, nung nirestart namin yung kotse, lumabas, transmission fault. Which is alarming. So sabi ko, let's not drive it. So while I was getting the other car, nirestart ni Charles, gumana.
Yeah.
But I will not drive it far anymore. But I will still try to drive it tomorrow and the day after. Pero that's about the extent of what I'll go with it. Kasi to be fair, it only has 190 plus kilometers of charge with about 95% remaining.
That's why the AMAX is impressive.
And dude, I drove it for 10 kilometers and it lost twice the range. So the 150 plus remaining right now is realistically between 70 to 80%.
Yeah, so
I'm not sure if hindi ko naman siya inuupakan kasi there's nothing to upak.
it's got 40 horsepower.
So slow. And it's got that EV like propulsion, to be fair, na hindi siya kasing kupad nung iba when you step on it, pero it's not really fast. And I was a bit gentle with it. So kasi it's scary. It's scary to drive Like it feels like a golf cart. I didn't drive the ice cream. That's why I wanted Charles to ride in the VF3 going to the office kasi he rode the ice cream with you.
Yes.
And I rode the Seagull. I rode the BYD Seagull.
Ganda siya. The Seagull's nice.
The VF3 is far from the Seagull. The Seagull actually feels like a proper compact car, whereas this one feels like a city driver, like village driver nga Pag may nakakasalubong akong truck or bus, rinig na rinig mo lahat. Like NVH levels are up there.
How much is the VF3?
700 something.
So about the same price as the Seagull.
It's
Well,
more.
the Seagull is
Higher.
Seagull is less than $1 million.
It's more affordable than an ice cream.
Okay.
But yeah, so
Well, to be fair to it, it does look quite cute.
does look cute.
Yeah, it is cute.
It's really cute.
It's retro look.
The looks I've gotten just driving to the grocery and back, it looks really cute.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time Ruth saw it when they delivered it kasi hindi pa ako makalakad the other day. So siya nag-receive. Pagtingin niya, uy, sobrang cute ng kotse. Sobrang cute ng kotse. Ayun.
Well,
That was-
to be fair, it's only been like 2 days that you've had the car.
Yeah.
And you have the car for 2 more days.
2 more days.
So you're going to give it a fair shake naman.
I will.
Like,
I will.
we have to also give kudos where it's due kay Vinfast. They came out of nowhere with no experience at all and produced not just one EV, they produced an entire
Yeah.
Lineup.
segment, diba? And now they apparently launched a new taxi company.
Yeah.
Ride share
GSM. Green GSM.
So,
Which people have been raving about because it's more affordable.
not just more affordable, but one of the things I would rave about it is the fact that they employ their drivers is a good thing. It's not as flexible as Grab na anyone can join and bring their own car. And Grab at the end of the day, Grab and other ride-hailing apps, you make the most of what you have there.
Yeah.
But here, having a stable job, it's pretty good. It's a
You're
pretty good.
actually a regular employee, not a part-time driver.
Yeah, but you lose a little bit of the flexibility.
Yeah,
Also,
but
na you
still.
can choose when to work. But see, Cara rode with them
Yeah.
in an article. So
And he was coming from QC to Pasig, so that's also a good example of how far it can go.
yeah, and
QC naman.
we see them outside the
Yeah.
office.
I've seen more of them. So yeah, that's true. Kudos to Vinfast for that.
So you have 2 more days with it. I hope it can redeem itself, and I hope it doesn't strand you anywhere.
I hope. I won't bring it that far. I mean, for like, I don't know, personal reasons. Ingat lang. Like,
Yeah.
with if it has that fault, I don't want to return it already kasi umokay naman siya So we'll see over the next 2 days. But I'm not gonna drive it far for safety reasons.
Baka it's going for that old British retro thing na
Yeah.
when it doesn't start, it's called character.
Parang project car lang Kasi ayaw umandar kanina. Tapos nung
breakdown,
nirestart
you
namin.
simply failed to proceed.
Yeah. No, to be fair, I was telling them, I found a Vinfast VF3 group on Facebook, and the guy did drive 12,000 kilometers in his VF3, which is impressive on its own.
Considering it's less than a year old,
Yeah, but
12,000.
also he had a lot of tips. Like your problem with the transmission fault, he was saying, turn the headlights on and off 5 to 10 times, and it will disappear. So
How does someone discover that?
It's gonna be driven at 12,000
kilometers.
kilometers.
How would you, if your car doesn't start, who will think of flicking it like 5 times?
Baka gamer siya
Hindi,
dati. Yung
alam ko.
maghahanap ka ng cheat codes.
Sa
I was
typical
telling
Pinoy
Carlo.
mentality, yung pinupukpok pag ayaw gumana.
Sa old CRT TVs, di ba?
oh,
Pupukpoy mo sa likod.
Parang
Palang pinukpok natin yung VFA kanina.
It's like Contra back in the NS days, di ba? BA,
Ako hinihipan yung bala.
left, right, select, start.
Yeah.
Something.
but at least the fact that it could hit 12,000 kilometers in the first year of ownership
Yeah.
is a good thing. It's
That's
a
why
testament then.
I'll give it 2 more days.
Yeah.
If it
but
lasts
the nice
2 more
thing then
days.
about EVs, The nice thing about EVs is at the end of the day, it's an electronic, it's a gadget. You can upgrade the firmware. These are things that can be solved with the firmware update.
And it's CCS too. Chinarge siya sa Shell Mamplasan no papunta sa amin. So, sorry Nissan Leaf, it's a CCS too.
But speaking of the Nissan Leaf, there's a sale.
What?
There's a sale. I saw one of our ad partners, Gateway, posted that the Nissan Leaf, 1 million pesos.
What?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I saw the ad. They posted it. Like I was like, oh wow, that's pretty good. Diba? I don't know if it's Gateway exclusive or across the
Honestly,
Nissan.
like in my use case, Laguna, Metro Manila, almost every week. Okay lang sa akin. Like, I charge at home diba?
Yeah.
It's just like a cell phone. Uwi ka, charge ka.
Yeah, and it's a decent car at 1M.
1M? And it has good build quality. The
Great
Leaf.
build quality.
Diba?
Drives well.
It's only one dealer group, I think, and then not sure if Nissan is
Aware.
totally okay with it.
Pero,
We'll
still,
see whether to publish this or not.
boss,
But
kaya mo bumili na isa pang Leaf?
no. No, the problem kasi is I could have because Rockwell for the longest time had Chademo charger.
What? It did?
It was Chademo and CCS2 in front of True
You
Value.
should borrow the Leaf.
But it's gone now. Now it's all CCS2. But yeah, so
Sure.
interesting electrified week with interesting news articles. That is all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you soon on the Top Gear Philippines Magazine podcast. See ya.